York, cause I just love fashion. Let's make the play for the pad, he taxing. Told her I should better die, I take my cut from the back.
Anyway, we'll just react in the meantime. Let me move my chat up here. Smack that bitch right on the ass. You know, Pat dropped a video, you know what I mean, when comedians cause chaos at award shows. Mostly, was it the Oscars or stuff like that, bro?
Comedians notoriously hate award shows, and celebrities hate when comedians host them, because the comedians can't resist the opportunity to get on stage and belittle celebrities during their night of highest honor. But the fans love these spectacles because we get to sit back and watch the chaos.
Relax, I'm going to try and be nice.
Who's this guy? I've seen him several times, bro.
Most of you. A few of you just married well. You know who you are. We all do. We all do.
Today we are going to take a look at some of the funniest, most savage, and painfully awkward moments that have come from comedians at award shows, starting with Jerry Seinfeld, who exposed these ceremonies for what they truly are. Comedy legend Jerry Seinfeld bluntly explained his hatred for award shows while he accepted the Comedian Award presented by HBO in 2007.
You don't give awards to comedians. First of all, comedians don't need awards. Awards are for people that are looking for work. We're not looking for work.
Jerry opens with an interesting point. Comedians will not sell more tickets to their stand-up performances based on some pretentious award because being funny is subjective. However, in cinema, receiving an accolade will make producers and directors more interested in hiring an award-winning actor in future films for obvious creative and marketing reasons.
You know, I don't know why we're so fascinated with actors in this culture. They haven't got a thought in their stupid bedhead hairdo mini brains. Why? We must honor this man. Why? He pretended to be Bob Johnson. Playing dress up and pretend is not genius, ladies and gentlemen. It's not genius.
That's awkward, bro. That's awkward. Because like you have to laugh it off at the time, but he's being dead ass. He's being really like dead ass.
Put on these clothes, stand there, ready, say what we told you to say. Fantastic. He did it.
But he's being dead ass too, which is crazy.
He's a goddamn genius.
As an actor himself, I'm sure Jerry is just joking here. However, comedians are often writers, directors, producers, and performers. Ironically, it kind of makes them more deserving of these esteemed awards.
And secondly, and even more important, is your whole career as a comedian is about making fun of pretentious, high-minded, self-congratulatory BS.
I'm counting on it.
This one.
I just gotta wait for the release date.
In this room of reverence and honoring is...
But he said I shall hop on the album. No. Me, no.
The exact opposite of everything I have wanted my life to be about.
I'm alright. Not me with music. Nope, not me.
Ceremonies might come as a surprise to you, but comedians before and after him have felt the exact same hatred.
I'm even on it.
Rickles, who paved the way for comedians after him to unapologetically say what's on their mind.
Don't try to belittle yourself just to get me on it. I'm not getting on it.
While you may think it's disrespectful to
I don't want to ruin that album.
just make fun
I don't want to ruin that album.
Honored for, it's hard to take it seriously when there are so many award shows that you can't even keep track of them. You have the Golden Globes, the Emmys, the Grammys, Directors Guild of America Awards, the BAFTA Awards, Screen Actors Guild Awards, Producers.
That's how I'm gonna react to it. Don't worry. I'd rather react to it than be on the album. I ain't gonna lie.
Guild of America.
Me with music. Me playing instruments, that's something else.
Writers Guild of
America. I can play.
The Oscars, MTV Video Music Awards, BET Awards, American Music Awards.
There's a lot of awards.
Not even all of them. These people spend more time celebrating than they do creating.
I get this wonderful TV Land Award, and whoever designed it is a moron.
Now, I'm sure you all know the typical structure of these events. One person will be the host of the entire night, but different...
I mean, I get it, people trying to spread a message, you know what I mean? But like, hey bro, just say the award, get the award, appreciate all that good stuff off stage. Maybe on my tweaking for that.
Celebrities will take the stage to present each award. Usually these celebs read their lines off teleprompters, and often they are reading bad jokes that someone else wrote.
You did tell me that. I'm waiting on it.
Present the VMA to the best group, and we love everything that has to do with groups. You have group therapy, group hugs, groupies.
Very exciting for both of us because we're both nominated.
Actually, James, I'm not nominated tonight.
Oh, come on, Ann, don't be so modest.
No, I'm not modest. I'm just not nominated. It
Damn,
used to
Anne
be,
Hathaway.
you get naked, you get nominated. Not anymore. Not anymore.
Which made Don's subtle jab about reading from the teleprompter that much funnier.
Let's read these funny lines they wrote for us.
Okay.
Don then goes on to sarcastically laugh at the jokes.
First, it's a thrill to be matched up at the Emmy Awards with Mr. Warmth himself, Don Rickles. The world hasn't seen a pairing like this since John McCain and Sarah Palin.
Yo, this is stupid, bro.
It's the deep layers of irony that make Don's delivery so good. These celebrities know award shows are pompous. They also know Don isn't afraid to call them out on their
Goddamn.
Yet even before
They're doing
he gets the
construction
jokes
outside,
out,
bro.
they already laugh and applaud the comic legend. But don't you dare try to interrupt one of his punchlines.
Oh, Julia Roberts, you live next to me at the beach. You know that. Thanks for all the visits. Anyway, I'm living about 2 blocks from you. The broad never shows up. Come by and say hello.
Closer than 2
You
blocks.
have no lines, Julia. Just nod. Anyway,
And even if the entire ceremony is dedicated to
That's what I'm
one
saying, bro. You
person,
might as well
like
just
when
laugh.
Martin
You gotta laugh it
Scorsese
off at that
received
point.
a tribute for the
Dang the
American
eyebrows.
Life Achievement Award, Don Rickles will humble them.
Marty, you are the most annoying director I ever had in my entire career. Little guy, he's the kind of guy in prison, was the squealer all the time. Pulling on your pants like going, let's do it again. Marty, when we see all the films you did, none of them were great.
Is this the
Feel
roast?
bad for Martin. Don't worry. Clint Eastwood got the same treatment the previous year.
Clint, I say it, nobody else has said it, and I say it from my heart. You're a lousy actor.
This gotta be the
This is why you
roast.
can never get too comfortable at
Niggas
these
is roasting.
gatherings. Like when David Mann was presenting at the Neighborhood Awards and Lavelle Crawford caught a stray fat joke.
Anybody got some chicken, an extra piece of chicken? Lavelle, I know you got some. Hey, take your jacket off.
They asked they got chicken.
I think we can all agree.
Hey, bro,
that
you
the
can do
best
that. You can do that, though. You can do that to a brother. You can do that. You know, if you got that type of relationship.
moments come from the
Maybe
host
not, I don't know.
directly sniping one of the members of the audience.
Yo, Pat, bro. I need Pat to grow his mustache out, bro. You know what I mean? It look weird seeing Pat without a mustache,
It's a
bro.
big year for Jack. He also got in a hot tub with Kathy Bates. But hey, who hasn't?
One
She
of the
got
most
tossed around.
savage
Crazy.
words came from Amy Poehler at the 2013 Golden Globes. She introduced director Catherine Bigelow, who was previously
pedo
married to
towel.
famous director James
Yeah,
Cameron.
Pat need to grow that
Catherine
shit
was
back. I
nominated
ain't gonna
for
lie.
Best Director for the film Zero Dark 30, which received a ton of criticism for glorifying CIA torture
I
in
haven't
the
seen it.
film.
Haven't really been following the controversy over Zero Dark 30, but when it comes to torture, I trust the lady who spent 3 years married to James Cameron.
Say that shit with a straight face, too.
Amy has built herself a reputation for kind of being a roast master.
Yes, Matt Damon is here for Behind the Candelabra. Where are you, Matt?
That nigga Matt know he got something coming for him.
Any other night in any other room, you would be a big deal, but tonight, and don't take this the wrong way, you're basically a garbage person.
Oh, and Tina Fey is
That's not
damn
that
good,
bad.
too.
Gravity is nominated for Best Film.
Gravity.
It's the story of how George Clooney would rather float away into space and die than spend one more minute with a woman his own age.
But sometimes
Okay, that-
making jokes about
okay.
celebrities doesn't always go over well. Like the time Sarah Silverman made fun of Britney Spears' children at the 2007 VMAs.
Okay, yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Bringing somebody's kids into the situation, that's a little far, bro. That's a little far.
Have you seen Britney's kids? Oh my God. They are the most adorable mistakes you will ever see.
Okay, nah. What? You just called him a mistake. Nigga, what? How do you expect her to react?
They are so cute. They're as cute as the hairless vagina they came out of.
Nah, brother Jamie, would you laugh? Oh, man. Nigga, is that Andrew Tate?
I'm serious, they're this cute, you guys.
That's
The audience didn't
outlandish.
think this joke was very funny, but this was back in 2007 when the internet didn't have a full force grip on everyone's lives.
Yeah, where Twitter didn't, you know, where Twitter had cancel culture.
So nobody was tweeting their outrage against Sarah. That was not the case for Bill Burr, who made a bunch of jokes at the 2021 Grammys pre-show that caused uproar online. After a beautiful piano solo from Igor Levit,
I ain't gonna lie, I don't watch the Grammys and
Bill was brought on stage and
or the
said
Oscars,
this.
all that nonsense, bro.
How are you? Was I the only one who wanted to kill himself during that piano solo?
Critics exploded online, scolding Bill for making such a distasteful joke during a night of honor and praise. Little did critics know
Yo,
it was
he's
only
nah, bro.
going to get worse.
He
Bill
just wanted to
immediately
kill
followed
himself.
up by making fun of the
NGTA.
Grammys pre-show as he thought he was going to be hosting the actual Grammys, only for him to show up to an empty Hollywood set presenting awards to a handful of producers and a few thousand people watching on the internet.
I'm about to say,
I
yeah.
sued for this. I thought I was going to be on TV. I'm such a moron. I am losing so much money right now.
For some reason, they had Bill, a white man from Boston with absolutely no musical talent or knowledge, present all of the Latin Music Awards and nominees.
All right.
Then whoever asked him to announce these did a horrible job of recruiting. El recruiter.
Feminists are like going nuts. So why is this cis white male doing all this Latino stuff?
And he unsurprisingly
Latina.
butchered just about every name.
I can't say this name. Natalie what? All right.
The
And the
fourth.
winner, the Grammy goes
Not
to
Natalia.
Lafourcade. And the Grammy goes to Gustavo Dudamel, conducting the Los Angeles Philharmonic. I will be accepting the Grammy on behalf of Gustavo Dudamel. Congratulations. Crushed that one. And the Grammy goes
This is bad. This is a bad read, Manat.
to Frederick Ballantyne, Angel Blue, Dead Sea Graves.
Because of people's outrage, some comedians don't think it's worth it to host anymore, like Kevin Hart, who decided to drop out of hosting the Academy Awards after he was attacked on Twitter for his unsavory humor. Kevin Hart was announced to be the host of the 2019
I swear, bro. Twitter just has it for Kevin Hart. They don't care what he do.
Immediately, Twitter erupted
Twitter don't like
when
Kevin Hart.
detractors posted a series of old homophobic tweets. Nearly all of them were just really bad
Bro,
jokes
this shit,
that seemed
bro.
relatively menial.
Bro, this shit's in 2009. Let the nigga live, bro. I saw the biggest gay guy ever. This nigga look like, oh.
However, one stood out more than most. Kevin Hart tweeted, "Yo, if my son comes home and tries to play with my daughter's dollhouse, I'm going to break it over his head and say in my voice, 'Stop, that's gay.'" Critics
You see,
also resurfaced an old joke from his iconic 2010 comedy special, Seriously Funny.
I'm tell you guys one of my biggest fears. One of my biggest fears
He's
is
a
my
W.
son growing up and being gay. Hey, stop! That's gay. It's quick.
Yo, this was the this might be one of his most iconic stand-ups ever. What?
Kevin had apologized for these previous words in 2012. In 2015, he also addressed using gay jokes in his film Get Hard.
Did you think this is mildly mean-spirited, or at the very least a little
First off, that nigga's gay right there.
bit dated?
That
I
nigga got.
said to myself, this is funny.
Okay.
And at the end of the day, funny is funny, regardless of what area it's coming from.
Within 48 hours
And Get Hard was a hilarious movie.
of the host announcement, Kevin claims he was given an ultimatum.
I was given an ultimatum. Kevin, apologize, or we're going to have to find another host.
So he ultimately decided to step down. Kevin did not host the
Real nigga.
Oscars
Real
and said
nigga.
recently in 2024 that
Real
he would
nigga.
never consider it ever again.
Ever.
Those gigs aren't good gigs for comics. It's no shot to the Oscars,
Ever.
no shot to the Globes or anything else. Those just
And that's Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart really don't even need it. You know what I mean? Kevin Hart is loaded, my boy.
aren't comedy-friendly environments anymore. Many people like
Shit, the Oscars need Kevin Hart, not the other way around.
Kevin believe that comedy is under a microscope these days, but it isn't even just everyday people online that get offended. Sometimes it's the A-list stars who, even though they are in the entertainment industry themselves, get offended. Like I've noticed that Tom Hanks always has a sour look on his face. Anyone in the audience not laughing is terrified of being next. One A-lister who did not like being the butt of
Oh God, I knew Pat was gonna bring her up.
the joke was Jada Pinkett Smith, and her husband's reaction stamped one of the craziest award show moments of all time.
Hey,
During the 2022 Oscars, Chris Rock was presenting the award for Best Documentary Feature.
Goddamn.
Naturally, he opened with some jokes.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Got the hardest job tonight. Javier Bardem and his wife are both nominated. Now, if she loses, he can't win. He is praying that Will Smith wins. Like, please.
Everything was going great until he transitioned to a joke about Jada Pinkett.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh
During the
no.
2016 Oscars about Jada that the crowd loved.
Jada's gonna boycott the Oscars. Jada boycotting the Oscars is like me boycotting Rihanna's panties. I wasn't invited.
Ironically, this joke was way harsher than the one he was about to deliver. Chris
It's true.
made a joke about Jada, who has spoken openly about having alopecia, a hair loss condition. Chris compared Jada to Lieutenant Jordan O'Neill, the star of G.I. Jane, notorious for her short, buzz-cut hairstyle. Based on Jada's expression, she did not like the joke. Will, on the other hand, was laughing.
That nigga loved it. He said, yeah, talk shit about her bald-headed ass.
It's unclear if he was trying.
By the way, I forgot her name. She was in Black Panther. Bruh. Ah, she's beautiful, bro.
To mask his anger
that's
by
a
laughing.
queen right
He
there.
genuinely thought the joke was funny, but then the camera cuts
That's
back
queen
to Chris
right there.
and we can see Will storming the stage until he ultimately smacks Chris in the face. He sits back in his seat and yells at Chris, "Keep my wife's name out of
That's
your
your
mouth." The deafening
fucking
silence in the room
mouth.
permeated when the audience realized this was not scripted, and Chris tried to make sense of what just happened. This encounter made comedians hate award shows even more because Will faced zero repercussions for his actions. He was not kicked out, he was not spoken to by the show organizers. In
Hey, bro, when you got Will Smith motion, I guess you damn near do almost anything.
fact, he won his first Oscar for Best Actor later on in the evening.
He
gave
did.
a 5-minute speech rambling and crying about how God is calling him to love people and to protect people. He received
Hey, you can protect people. Don't protect the wrong people. Like, G.I. Jane.
ovation with Hollywood actors crying in support of him. The standing ovation made me realize
Is that
how
Benedict
detached
Cumberbatch?
Hollywood is from reality. The slap incident is likely why we got the extremely safe and not edgy Jimmy Kimmel to host the awards for the next 2 years, and they were about as funny as you could imagine.
Christopher is joined by his longtime collaborator, Cillian Murphy, who is just wonderful. Cillian is...
I think Cillian, he got an Oscar for Oppenheimer.
When he does drama, when he does comedy, it's Cillian.
Actually, I take that back. The reason why we'll never get a good comedian to host an award show
That was
again
lame.
is
That was
not
lame as
because of
fuck.
Will Smith. It's because of Ricky Gervais, who unleashed an onslaught
That's
of
who it
savage
is.
roasts and jokes
Nah, this nigga right here be going stupid.
towards the guests, sponsors, and even the networks who host these events. Ricky exposed Hollywood so badly at the 2020 Golden Globes that no organizer will dare set themselves up to get decimated like that again.
Wait,
Ricky
it's-
Gervais is a British comedian who is known to push the boundaries with extremely edgy material. Politics, social issues, race, religion. There is absolutely
Hey.
nothing Ricky won't joke about. If people thought that Kevin Hart's material pushed the boundaries, Ricky makes Kevin look like a comedian for children. So how he was able to host the Golden Globes 5 times is pretty insane. The first
5
time he
times,
hosted was in
okay.
2010, and yes, he was still a savage back then. As soon as he stepped on stage, he started attacking Steve Carell.
You probably know me as the creator of The Office. No, you don't, do you?
You think Steve Carell did it all? Oh, he's brilliant, isn't he, Steve Carell?
He's amazing as the bumbling office manager. Where does he get his ideas from?
That will
If you don't
break
know,
you.
Ricky Gervais created a British comedy show called The Office in 2001, 4 years before the American version. Ricky's show only lasted 1 season, but is filmed the exact same way. No music, long awkward pauses, deadpan humor, semi-realistic but also extremely unrelatable chaos in the work environment. The premise of the show is the exact same, and only diehard fans of the American version would argue how it's different. Ricky, like the savage he is, goes on to promote his version of the show,
I
as well as
bet.
roasting the
El
network
promo, El
hosting the
promo.
event.
Or if you think that particular version of the show has jumped the shark a little bit, then watch
El
the
promo.
original. Fridays on Adult Swim.
El promo.
The box set, that's still available. So, Go and get that. I will be making the most of this opportunity. I'm not used to these sort of viewing figures. Let's face it, nor was NBC. So...
He then goes on to belittle actors' value to the world. Notice how they almost clap for themselves.
It is an honour to be here in a room full of what I consider to be the most important people on the planet. Actors. They're just better than ordinary people, aren't they? We all know that.
That's Robert Downey right there. I seen that name.
Imagine a world without actors. Oh, God, it doesn't bear thinking about it. Imagine if they ever went on strike. Oh, what would we do? You couldn't replace them. You couldn't replace them with any other profession, lawyers or doctors. Can you imagine a real surgeon doing what Hugh Laurie does in-house? It would be pathetic. He'd be all over the place. We're going, oh, where do I stand? How's my American accent?
That nigga had to laugh that off, bro.
Hugh Laurie did not like that joke.
He had
Another
to.
celebrity not very fond of Ricky's jokes was Mel Gibson. Mel has struggled with alcoholism since he was 13 years old. He is also known in Hollywood to be pretty outwardly anti-Semitic. In 2006, he got arrested for a DUI and then proceeded to blame Jews for all the wars around the world before threatening the police officer. So Ricky had to take a jab.
That nigga said the Jews.
I didn't mean, it's not my fault. There's a lot of powerful people here, so if I said it's... Honestly, I like a drink as much as the next man. Unless the next man is Mel Gibson.
Ricky's comments throughout the night felt distasteful to many around the world. The numbers don't lie, and he drove NBC's ratings through the roof. The 67th Annual Golden Globe Awards presents NBC with its biggest non-sports viewership in the slot in 6 years. The Golden Globe Awards gains 12% in adults 18 to 49 and 14% in total viewers versus last year's telecast. So he was invited back again the next year.
Also not nominated, I Love You, Philip Morris. Jim Carrey and Ewan McGregor, two heterosexual actors pretending to be gay. So the complete opposite of some famous Scientologists then. What?
Yeah, that nigga different. That nigga different. But he said probably.
My lawyers helped me with the wording of that joke.
Ricky set the tone for the night that 2011 would be even crazier than 2010, immediately attacking the nominees, specifically The Tourist, which was a 2010 film led by Johnny Depp and Angelina Jolie that was nominated for Best Motion Picture.
It was a big year for...
Nah, I ain't see that movie.
Toy Story, Despicable Me, Tron. Seems like everything this year was three-dimensional. Except the characters in The Tourist. I feel bad about that joke. No, I'll tell you why. I'm jumping on the bandwagon, because I haven't even seen The Tourist. Who has? But no.
The Tourist was notoriously a terrible movie, and many wondered why it was nominated in the first place. Well, if you understand how Golden Globes are chosen, it might make a bit more sense. The Hollywood Foreign Press is a voting body of about 90 journalists that determine who gets nominated and wins the trophy. To get into the HFPA, you must write for a foreign publication but live in Los Angeles. It's no secret that members of the HFPA like to use their status to mingle with celebrities. It's like if I had a real vote on who wins a Grammy and I started hitting up rappers to have dinner with me. They might entertain it because theoretically I could help them win an award. So you will notice Ricky often says the Hollywood Foreign Press is corrupt.
It must be good because it's nominated.
That's lame. Lame.
And I'd like to quash this ridiculous rumour going around that the only reason The Tourist was nominated was so the Hollywood Foreign Press could hang out with Johnny Depp and Angelina Jolie. That is rubbish. That is not the only reason.
That's rubbish. That's how British niggas say rubbish. Rubbish.
Mel Gibson.
Our first presenter is beautiful, talented, and Jewish, apparently. Mel Gibson told me that. He's obsessed.
And of course he had to dig into Steve Carell some more.
He was a jobbing actor, career not going that well if I'm being totally honest, who got his big break when I cast him in a remake of a show that I created called The Office. He's now leaving that show and killing a cash cow for both of us. Please welcome the wonderful Tina Fey and the ungrateful Steve Carell!
Nah, he said don't hug me. Don't hug me.
It's important to know that Ricky doesn't actually have hard feelings for Steve. They are both in on the joke and love to play up the bit.
It's funny, he always makes fun of me, always.
I'm glad that Steve Carell's like cool with that, you know what I mean?
In a personal way, been very, very sweet to me. Like, before one of these award shows, he pulled me aside and said, hey, I've got a few things that I wanted to go after you with. Is that okay? And I'm like, of course. So there is a side, there is a gentler side to him that people don't necessarily see.
He's such a lovely man, though.
But he thinks you're sweet because, just to clarify, you go up to him before an award ceremony and say, I'm going to call you a prick in a minute, just to warn you.
But if I told him what I was going to say, you know, if I had access to them, I'd warn everyone.
Some people just don't like the idea of a person being the butt of someone's joke, so they definitely wouldn't like this stray that Sandra Bullock caught at the end of the night.
The next presenter is a national treasure, Miss Congeniality herself. This down-to-earth girl next door first stole our hearts as a bus driver and then as a railway fare collector. Now, of course, she wouldn't be seen dead on public transport, because as she just said to me backstage, poor people are gross and they smell bad. Please welcome Sandra Bullock.
Surely, after these attacks, he wouldn't
That's right, the
be
dick
brought
said
back to
boo.
host the 2012 awards. After all, the Hollywood Foreign Press did not want him back, with one member stating, "My worry was that he was insulting, and when I invite someone to my house, they don't insult me. But this is show business. I guess I'm old-fashioned." But NBC was strongly in favor of Gervais returning because the ratings were just as good as they were last year, with 17 million live viewers for the entire show. So they decided to bring him back
17 million people be watching that joke? I guess, bro.
for a third year, and he was as unhinged as ever, opening with lines that proved he could care less about this special evening.
Tonight, you get Britain's biggest comedian hosting the world's second biggest award show on America's third biggest network.
1, 2, 3.
Is it
Crazy.
It's four. It's four. For any of you who don't know, the Golden Globes are just like the Oscars, but without all that esteem.
The first presenter he brought
Johnny
up was
Depp.
Johnny Depp, and he called back to his previous joke last year about his movie, The Tourist.
Have you... Ready?
I guess so.
Have you seen The Tourist yet?
Have you? No.
The lead actor...
I feel like Johnny Depp was trying to, you know what I mean? It seemed like Johnny Depp was in too much into that.
Even watch his own movie the following year says just about everything you need to know about the value of these awards. Celebrities, like Elton John, have had enough of Ricky's nonsense. Even Ricky wrote on his blog after the event, "I've told my agent to never let me be persuaded to do it again, but then 2016 came around and Gervais
But he did it
made an
again.
offer he couldn't refuse." He tweeted, "I'm making a list, I'm checking it twice, gonna find out who's naughty and nice."
But he was trying to spit some J. Cole lyrics right here.
Golden Globes. Ricky genuinely believed
I'm
he
making
would
a
be
list, I'm
back,
checking
so
it
he made
twice. The rules will die, the pictures will lit, the images of balance, I'm back on my shit.
performance ever.
Shush. Shut up. You disgusting, pill-popping, sexual deviant scum. I want to do this monologue and then go into hiding.
Ricky kept reassuring everyone in the crowd he would be nice this evening. He was lying.
I am going to be nice tonight, and I'll tell you why. The president of the Hollywood Foreign Press just told me that if I say anything offensive or crass or resort to innuendo, he is going to come out here and personally pull me off. So that's an offer I couldn't refuse. Yes, that is the level. An old man pulling me off.
And then again insinuated that this award show is corrupt.
One Hollywood publication said that me hosting would mean that some film stars would stay away for fear of being made fun of. As if film stars would stay away from the chance of winning a Golden Globe, particularly if their film company has already paid for it.
Everyone was clapping and laughing because they know it's true. Ricky continued to just minimize.
I mean,
and
what are
bash
they
the
supposed to
award
do, you know
show
what I mean?
Every which way he could.
All-female remakes are the big thing. There's a female remake of Ghostbusters.
Is
There's
there?
a female remake of Ocean's 11, and this is brilliant for the studios.
Oh, that probably was. I didn't even see it.
Guaranteed box office results, and they don't have to spend too much money on the cast.
This is 2016. God dang.
Shut up, I don't care. If you do win tonight, remember that no one cares about that award as much as you do, okay?
Sure.
Don't get emotional, it's embarrassing, okay? That award is, no offense, worthless. It's a bit of metal that some nice old confused journalists wanted to give you
That nigga
impressions
exposing
so
y'all.
they could meet you and have a selfie.
He exposing the Golden Globes, bro.
Honestly, there is nothing more I can say to add to this.
Eva Longoria and America Ferrera aren't just beautiful, talented actresses. They're also two people who your future president, Donald Trump, can't wait to deport.
But I'm sure you can tell the energy of this show feels different than previous years.
Okay, that was
the first
crazy.
3 shows he hosted, he was more playful, often chuckling to
That nigga did not smile once.
himself devilishly.
He didn't
This
smile
show,
once.
He seems more fed up and actually just trying to be blunt.
Oh. This show
What?
is way too long, isn't it? It's way too... This could be half an hour. Okay. Let's get through it. Right. Unbelievable.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie.
Some people
GG's,
think
bro.
This award means something. The winners, just listen to me. Listen. It doesn't just... Right. When Brad and Angelina see our next 2 adorable little presenters, they're going to want to adopt them. Please welcome Kevin Hart and Ken Jeong.
And for some reason, the producers
What?
decided it would be a good idea for Ricky to introduce Mel Gibson, who he had previously attacked multiple times, and this time would be no different.
Listen, I'm sure it's embarrassing for both of us, okay? And I blame NBC for this terrible situation. Mel blames... We know who Mel blames.
That's kind of crazy.
Mel's forgotten all about it, apparently. That's what drinking does. No.
Why did you just attack Mel Gibson for no reason?
About Mel before he
You
comes
can't,
out.
bro. GG's, bro.
Oh yeah, okay, here you go. I'd rather have a drink with him in his hotel room tonight than with Bill Cosby. Please welcome Mel Gibson.
What a bar. What a bar.
The night concludes, celebrities are angry, the Hollywood Foreign
Shocked.
Press is angry, Mel
Shocked.
Gibson is angry, Ricky Gervais is never coming back. Until 2020, where they asked him to host for the 5th time. People were shocked. Ricky was shocked, and if we thought his 2016 show was direct and less playful, 2020 felt like he did not tell one joke, but rather just statements of how much he hates Hollywood.
You'll be pleased to know this is the last time I'm hosting these awards, so I don't care anymore. I'm joking. I never did.
Nah, there's a part of him that did care.
Don't care either. 5th time. So, I mean, Kevin Hart was fired from the Oscars because of some offensive tweets. Hello? Lucky for me, the Hollywood Foreign Press can barely speak English.
He immediately set the stage that he would go out with a bang, and Timbers
With a
were
bang.
shivered.
People from every background, but they all have one thing in common. They're all terrified of Ronan Farrow. He's coming for you. He's coming for you. Look, talking of all you perverts, it was a big year.
What the heck?
It was a big year for paedophile movies. Surviving R. Kelly, Leaving Neverland, 2 Popes. Shut up. Shut up. I don't care. I don't care.
Ronan Farrow is the son of Woody Allen, who became a journalist and led the
Bro, what is going on?
charge in
This nigga not
exposing
letting up
Harvey
no-
Weinstein for his decades
Not
of sex
whatsoever,
crimes
bro.
inside the film industry.
Spoiler alert, season 2 is on the way, so in the end, he obviously didn't kill himself. Just like Jeffrey Epstein. Shut up. I know he's your friend, but I don't care. You had to make your own way here in your own plane, didn't you? Right.
Tom
Hey, bro.
Hanks didn't like that one.
Hey, whoa, Tom, hold on. You don't like that he made a joke about going to Epstein Island, bro? Tom, bro. Come on, bro. Come on. No, not Tom. Can't be.
Many talented people of colour were snubbed in major categories. Unfortunately, there's nothing we can do about that. The Hollywood Foreign Press are all very, very racist. So
It baffles me how most of Ricky's harshest roasts since 2010 were towards the organizers of the event, and they still hired him 5 times.
It's crazy, bro. They don't give a damn.
But the ending of his monologue was not a joke.
So, if you do win an award tonight, Don't use it as a platform to make a political speech, right? You're in no position to lecture the public about anything. You know nothing about the real world. Most of you spent less time in school than Greta Thunberg. So, if you win, right, come up, accept your little award, thank your agent and your God, and f*** off, okay?
That's fact. That's actually fact. That's all I was saying earlier, bro.
Previous years was no longer present. He had used it all up.
Our next presenter starred in Netflix's Bird Box, a movie where people survive by acting like they don't see a thing. Sort of like working for Harvey Weinstein. You did it. I didn't. You did it. Shut the f*** up.
Fans absolutely loved Ricky's direct attacks on the privileged class.
Facts.
His harsh jokes are likely the most adversity they had
Come
to
on,
face
man.
all year. Classically, journalists hated his performance. Rolling Stone said, the host's shtick at the 2020 Golden Globes felt incredibly stale. Salon said, why the Golden Globes and host Ricky Gervais felt particularly pointless. Variety said, but most of the time, his stand-up seemed lazy. Which is true. It was kind of lazy, because it didn't seem like he was joking.
He
But
wasn't.
if these celebrities are going to congratulate themselves over a dozen times per year with superficial awards and trophies, then they need a comedian to humble them. But I
That
think
nigga
we
was
can
not
agree
joking,
that
bro.
The real winners of these events are the fans, who get to laugh and reminisce on the comedic
That nigga was
chaos
not
that
joking.
ensued
Sammy,
at the
appreciate the
expense of
likes.
multi-millionaires.
But he was not joking. He was not joking.